What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Courtside with Camden. I'm here today with Adrianna Hahn. How are you doing today, girl?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Anna.
Of course, thank you for being here. So let me just brag on you for a second and introduce you to the fans. Adrianna played women's basketball at Villanova for 4 years, was an absolute beast there. She currently holds the 3-point record in the Big East, which is an amazing accolade. She also started her own business, Hahn Hoops, coming straight out of college, which she runs and trains young athletes, which is an amazing accomplishment. And she is a media creator, pro at that, just paving her way in the world, which is absolutely amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, you hit the note on all of this. You hit the note, yeah.
So during your time at Villanova, did you find it difficult managing being a student athlete while also trying to build that social brand?
Yes, it was difficult because at the time, a lot of things were changing. It's not like how Instagram and social media platforms are today, where, you see the blue check, you call that person an influencer or an ambassador. And at the time, the way I was creating my brand was going against female stereotypes, especially with women's basketball.
Yeah.
Modeling, being a beautiful baller is what they say, having that sexiness, attractiveness to you while also being very skilled and prestigious on the court. Like Villanova, great university, starting point guard, all these accolades, and then also being this model per se on Instagram. I was trying to have all of those qualities and build this brand to what it still is now.
Yeah, for sure. Which you've obviously, I think coming out of college, a lot of athletes always question how they're going to maintain their reputation and stay relevant in the world almost, and you've done that entirely. So while you were, in that, initially building that brand, what were your key tips and tricks to initially gaining your following? You've referred to yourself as model, role model, all of that. What were your tricks to doing that?
It sounds cliche, and you hear it from everybody, but it's really kind of do what you want to do and how you want to present yourself, and you have to believe in that at first. Like I knew, taking pictures of myself in my uniform was going to attract people. I knew it was going to bring some sort of attention and audience. And then also, I wasn't just a basketball player. I had to remember that. I like to go out and put makeup on. I like to sell myself in a way and really show, the clothes that I have and how I wear them. But then at the same time, wear the same, the uniform, different types of clothes, and also sell that. Just believing in your beauty. I think a lot of women, like especially with this conversation, tie into like what social media expects you to be, and you have to get away from that because. I will say, over time, when I did start creating this brand, I kind of fell into social media traps. Pose this way.
Yeah.
What are you wearing in terms of designer? You're sitting in this car. You're going that's not necessary, and that's actually not what companies and businesses that you want to work with after you're a basketball player, after you're a college athlete, are looking for. But don't really follow the numbers. It's not about what the numbers are yet. And I think a lot of people really aim for the analytics.
Get caught up in the likes and the followers.
It grows over time. Believe in it. I've had people. I reach out to people, they don't answer. I send emails, they don't answer, and I'm doing it over and over and over again.
I think you hit it on the nail with earlier you referenced the social media traps. That is so real, especially for I think females in general, but also female athletes who are making a name for themselves, trying to fit the image of an athlete, but also an attractive and desirable female. It can be so complicated. It's so impossible, which is so real. So when you were in college, name, image, and likeness, obviously it's a constant conversation in today's atmosphere. Was that frustrating for you to not be able to profit off of your name? I'm sure it was.
At the time, I didn't really know the money value. I didn't know contracts. I didn't know how much money I could make. But I always will remember that I had and believed in a career via social media. I knew I was going to get paid somehow with Instagram. I always said, I'm going to get paid with Instagram. It's going to be a job for me one day. And people are looking at me like, it's not a 9 to 5. There's no benefits. Why would you ever limit yourself? You have a Villanova degree. Use it to your advantage. And to this day, I haven't used my Villanova degree. I created my own basketball training business, and not that I'm saying I don't have that great university behind me, but all the work was kind of on my own after that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, at the time when a lot of my pictures went viral and my audience started going up, Villanova actually kind of helped me go back and remember who I was.
Yeah.
I will say they were very hands-on with my social media platform in terms of things that I couldn't post, things that I could post, removing certain types of pictures, and really just letting me know that I was a Villanova basketball player right now.
So looking back, are you thankful for that, or is it okay?
Because when all of this was happening, you know, I was 18, 19 years old, and like I said before, it wasn't happening to everybody at that time, about 4 or 5 years ago. It is now, so you understand it more. You see the discount codes, and you understand the contracts and the ambassador, influencer type work. It's important because when people Google my name, like some of those pictures, and they're not inappropriate, but you know, I'm a basketball trainer now. I'm a basketball advocate, youth sports advocate. You know, I work in a beautiful multi-million-dollar facility with a professional team here. You have to remember it's how you present yourself, and remember, not everybody is an influencer. Not everybody wants to show their body, show their face, show their beauty in a way, and they won't read it the same as you. Everybody has different perspectives, different opinions, different experiences that all tie into this. So at the end of the day, you know, when I do use my Instagram, I always try to keep it very professional. Yeah. So I'm glad that Villanova showed me that professional way when I didn't see it for my own. And at the time, I will say, I was very, very angry and upset with them. I was like, don't delete, you know, as we're in a meeting, deleting this picture that had 2,000 likes or something. I didn't know at the time. I'm like heartbroken. And it's like, why did I even care? Yeah. No, that's so real. I mean, different, but like similar. Growing up, my parents were basically Villanova in your story to me. Very restrictive of like what I posted and what I liked and this, that, and the other. And I used to get so frustrated, like, oh my gosh, it's a tweet. It doesn't matter. Like, but looking back now, I'm so thankful because I do all of a sudden have this big following, and you never know who's going to see it or what employer and what professional sites are looking for those things. And I'm so thankful that they were on the lookout for that now. So shout out to you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for that. And Villanova for Adrianna. But the name, image, and likeness, like over time, I understood more of it. And in a sense, like Villanova had to come in and really take control of that as a higher entity than I was. So I'm curious, with the athletes now, who, you know, we're approaching an era where name, image, and likeness hopefully is going to be something that athletes are allowed to profit off of. Do you personally, knowing that when you were in college you weren't necessarily ready for all of that yet, do you think that's a good thing, or do you think the laws that are in place now to prohibit that are beneficial for athletes' personal development? I definitely think athletes should be able to make money while they're at the university. You know, at the time I was a freshman, boys win the national championship. When I was a junior, they win it again. So I'm friends with all these guys. You know, Chris Jenkins, who hits this national game-winning shot, one of the best in history. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Right, and well, I remember the other side where he's just signing things for free. Yeah. And you know, you're like, as an athlete, are you going to charge everybody for your signature? No, we're not like that at all. But at the end of the day, you know, Chris goes signs something. Now that person owns it. Sells it, makes money, or just holds on to it as it's growing money over time. And it just becomes a game. You see it with sports cards and sports memorabilia. Like, it benefits the fan base, which is awesome because we need that. That's majority of, you know, why we want to be successful and why we want to beat records and do things like that. But Chris could have literally started a life for himself from that money and from that experience. And unfortunately, because of one contract, one entity, the NCAA, saying this can't be done, you know, it's disheartening to see, you know, looking back. Yeah. So now you've moved out of collegiate athletics. You started your own training business, which is Hahn Hoops. How did you come up with that name, the inspiration for that company? Walk us through that. You know, I'm very competitive and a little bit selfish when it comes to, you know, as a basketball player, you have to be selfish. Oh, you have to, and you have to be competitive. Right, if you want to be the best, you know, there's definitely a selfish component. And like you said, nice. Classic. You know, if you want to be the best, you have to always have some sort of a selfish component to ambition. Yeah, if you want to beat certain players' records and leave your legacy as one of the best from your university and your program, you know, you have to remember, like, you know, your name is people are going to remember your name.
Yeah.
So, how I created Hahn Hoops, I always wanted to keep Hahn.
So on some of your shirts and gear, your logo, which is absolutely amazing, it's Hahn, and it has the acronym next to it, which is hustle, ambition, heart, nothing less. So walk us through where the inspiration came with those, how you came up with those words, and how important that is to you in instilling those words and attributes into the athletes that you train.
Yeah, you always have to be creative when it comes to your business. You gotta figure out what the kids want to wear and how they would want to represent themselves. But at the end of the day, I knew that with Hahn Hoops, there's always going to be a very strong message with whatever we're doing, if we're showing a video, if we're writing this article or post on social media, if we're doing an interview, on that gear. So the first is hustle, physical and mental hustle. You have to love this game enough to put yourself in very uncomfortable situations beyond a limit that you didn't think you could work hard enough. And you always have to see yourself for what you want to be before you get there.
Yeah.
As a player, I wanted to be the best, wanted to be in the WNBA, never got there. But, over time, your goals change. And I truly believe if I didn't hustle the way that I did throughout this time, I definitely wouldn't have my training business right now, despite having not gone to the league.
Yeah.
So hustle is a big one. The next one is ambition. You have to set goals for yourself. You have to be dedicated to those goals. You have to set goals that are very high above your ceiling. You have to chase excellence. You have to want to be perfect. Nobody's ever perfect, but if you chase that and if perfection is your idea, you will be excellent. You will be successful. Heart, love the game. Especially, as student athletes, there's way more downs than ups. I had injuries.
Oh, man.
Right. We get that. I had major knee injuries. I was under-recruited as an athlete and a player. And, you get shooting funks. You have bad games. You may not enjoy your freshman experience the way you thought you would. You have to love the game. You have to remember that there's heart and then nothing less. If you think about it, that's all you need. All you need is to hustle. All you need is to set yourself with high expectations and not be able to lose from that when you do, because you will lose. You will fail. And, failure is not given. You fail when you set high goals for yourself. So, nothing less. Remember that you can build up from those three qualities, and if you have them and remember that you have them, you'll be set no matter who's against you, who's not supporting your goals, who's trying to beat you and take those things away from you. And that happens at every level.
I think, I love the word heart. One of my college teams' words for our culture is passion, and I think that goes hand in hand with heart, because I think at the forefront and the foundation of everything that you do as an athlete has to be your love for the game and your love for the process of becoming great and working on yourself. So what is next for Hahn Hoops? What do you hope for this next year or two to encompass?
Yeah. Like I said, my goals have changed over time, and you always want to adjust and add to your business or add to your career resume. And, at first, originally, it was just, okay, I'm going to train kids. Whoever wants to come to train with me, I'll give you this experience, and we'll see if you're committed. Now I've gotten kids at all different levels, those who already have D1 offers, those who are just picking up a basketball, some kids who just need to be disciplined in certain areas.
Yeah.
So, that's growing over time. From the training, I've been able to coordinate both girls and boys teams. They train together. And also at this facility, there is not a basketball program yet, so I'm really trying to push Hahn Hoops into becoming the main basketball program for
and this facility, for those who are watching, is the 76ers practice field house, which is absolutely amazing that you have access to this, and I'm sure it's a big attraction for kids to come train here as well. All right, we're going to play a quick round of this or that rapid fire. Are you ready for it?
Oh my gosh, don't get mad at me if I'm not rapid fire.
All right, here we go. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke, for sure.
TV shows or movies?
Probably TV shows.
Okay, what's your favorite TV show?
Well, I love Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, love.
I'm one of those.
Same.
I'm still not done, but I love a lot of crime TV shows
Okay.
and like real documentary shows, and like it's gotta be real.
Yeah.
I'm not into the animated or the
Agreed. All right, jeans or sweats?
Sweats.
Okay, stay in or go out?
Ooh.
That's a hard one, right?
If you had to pick, I'm definitely going out.
Okay.
Like
all
if
right.
you could never go out again.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
you gotta go
That's
out.
fair. But I do love a night in.
Right.
I am a homebody. All right, it's fine. Road trip or plane ride?
Plane ride.
Plane ride. All right, vanilla or chocolate?
Those road trips make me sick.
I'm a road trip girl, 100%.
If it's more than 3 hours,
Oh my gosh.
I don't even want to go. Like, we gotta fly. Yeah. Would you say chocolate?
Chocolate or vanilla? Last one.
Chocolate, dark chocolate to be exact.
Ooh, dark chocolate.
Yeah.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, you heard it here first. She loves Grey's Anatomy, similar to myself. But thank you so much for being here, Adrianna.
This is great. I'm so proud of you for doing this. This is
Thanks,
awesome.
girl.
This
Trying to
is
be like
awesome.
you.
I love it. Women's basketball at its finest.
Yeah, supporting each other. Make sure to tune into the next episode of Courtside with Camden.